Hey, what's up, everyone? You're listening to the Tetsudo Mokei Podcast Edition, episode 49. It is the new year. Well, almost 18 days past the new year. Hope everyone's doing well. And there are quite a good amount of TRANE information. So let's go ahead and take a look at a few upcoming new releases. We're going to start off with a Plarail release. And let's see here. So we have a new S56 Mickey Mouse Speed Express. This one is a Plarail original Super Express train, which features a streamlined body designed to resemble Mickey Mouse. So let's see here if we can click on a few. Got Mickey right there. I actually like the color scheme with red and black, but it's interesting to see the Mickey Mouse with the two ears. Okay. This actually looks pretty cool. In fact, aesthetically, I think it's probably one of the better Plarail original releases, which is pretty cool. And it's a double-decker Super Express train. So this one runs on a single AA battery and should be retailing for 3080 yen. So about you should probably be getting, you should be able to get it on Amazon Japan for about close to between $16 to $20. So just depending, you want to get these things when they're released. But this one is February 2024. So, and then it's a single release. So now we have a Plarail Real Class, the 485 series, the Limited Express train, Hokuetsu Kamunatari colors. And this is really interesting because we are only getting one release in February instead of two for Plarail Road Class. So it makes you wonder, are they going to be ending it or what? But this is a really cool color scheme that I like of the 485, the Hokuetsu. So definitely worth checking out. It comes with a head mark and has the Hokuetsu and also the J&R Limited Express symbol mark, a driver's seat, and a pantograph. So it's pretty cool. For those of you who are listening to this podcast for the first time, you got your Plarail regular releases, and then you have your Plarail Road Class, which is which features a much more realistic modeling. They also run on a single AA battery. So if you are willing to spend about $45 to $50 for a Plarail that is a better, a little bit better designed, and comes with these three gray tracks, then definitely go for Plarail World Class. I actually like them. I actually like the whole look of these trains, and I'll continue to support them. But again, it's just sometimes people feel that I don't know if it's gonna last, but I totally understand. Plarail has experimented before, and sometimes you get a year or two, but hopefully this one will last a little longer. But you do get 4 cars, and again, about $50. It's not too bad. But if you think it's overpriced, then definitely go for the regular releases. So you got the Scenic Color Rail kit of Flowers and Railways. So you got the pink, purple, and yellow. Here you got the Go-Go. Was this the one? No. Right here we got the Go-Go Thomas starter set, which isn't bad. Retails about 4,400 yen. I expect it to be about $35 right there. We got the Go-Go Thomas Let's Expand Basic Rail Kit for $38.50. So you should get about $28 or so. This one is a Go-Go Thomas Noboriori Action Rail Kit. And you got bridges and so forth. That's pretty cool. But that is pretty much it for Plarail releases. It's a little surprising considering you're only getting just only one train on the regular, and it's not even a regular train. It's a Plarail Original, and then you're getting this Plarail Road class. Instead of 2, they're just offering 1 for the month. Okay, let's move on. Okay, let's see what is going to be released by Takara Tomy's TOMIX. So, Takara Tomy makes the Plarail, but those are plastic trains that run on a single A battery with no remote control. Well, there are remote controls you can get, but it's especially with a certain chassis. But TOMIXs are Engage or HO related, and these run on controllers. And these trains, let's see here, they are offering... Let's see here. Let's go to this one right here. So this is July 2024. Wow, that's skipping several months away. Interesting, but let's check it out. July 2024. Interesting. Anyway, okay, we got the 400 series right here. The Tsubasa. Wow, look at that. Hold on here. Let me check something out here. Yeah, that is Yamagata Shinkansen Tsubasa. So that will be released in July 2024 for 26,620 yen. And looks like you get here, there'll be a full set and then the basic set. So let's check out the, see if I can, well, here's the TOMIX right here. Let's go up a little bit on the website, and here we go. So, let's see here. You got the couplers, which is pretty cool. I like that. Okay, here is the 98860 set. So you get the first 3 cars and then the last 3 cars. You could get the full set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then there's a secondary extra set of 4 extra cars there. So, looking at the prices here, do we have something? 26,620 yen for the full set. So it's about 240 bucks. So that's pretty cool for those of you who are big fans of the JR400 series Yamagata Shinkansen. Let's go back to the poster here. So right here we got the JR209 1000 series train, the Chuo Line basic set. This one you get a full set of 24,420, or for 6 cars and then a 4-car one. Maybe this is an extra set for 12,540 yen. But yeah, it's an extension set. So right here we have the celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Kosi line. So this is a special product of the JNR, a 113-700 suburban train. So this one will be 38,500 yen. That's about 340 bucks, 350 bucks or so. So this is a high grade. This one right here is the 733 1000 series. So let's just see what kind that is. It's a Hakodate liner, and it's about 16,610 yen. So you're looking about 130, 140 bucks right there. I actually like this livery. I actually have this possibly from another company, but this one is a I like the blue and greens right there. Actually pretty cool. I like this one. Next one we got the EF210, and this is a 300 series right here. This was an electric locomotive, Shinsurumi Locomotive District. You got an EF65-0 electric locomotive, JR Freight. Here you get the JR Tokaido Mainline paper transport freight train set, and you got the 18D and the 18B V18B container And for EF81, we have the JR EF81 Electric Locomotive Twilight Express Color. So I like that. That's pretty cool. And then you also get these are HO, by the way, right here. And you got the HO of the JR EF81 Twilight Express Color Prestige model. So that's pretty cool. You got a version A, 380. So it's about it's quite a bit, but it's HO. It's an HO train, so it's a lot bigger. So, but still, I guess it's not bad. Let's look down here. Same thing what we're looking at, but this is the TOMIX releases for July 2024. They're really announcing ahead. I'm surprised. This is that far into the future. Right here. Let me get my notes. It's the 485 series. So let's see here. This one. TRANE, okay. Yeah, the 485 700 series. I think I talked about this before. Kokoku. But this one is on sale for 29,150 yen. And pretty much is another high grade engaged release. Looking at here at the coupler, the pantograph, really good front design. If you like that Yamadori sign, I like it. The brown and green, it's okay. I mean, that's how the train was, so I'm not a big fan of well, brown and green, and I don't just feel it's a good color, but for some it might be. It just depends. It's not that bad. I'm not talking about brown, dark green. Dark green works. It's just light. This type of light green, it's a little different. But anyway, let's move on and let's see here. We got the Spacia X. So we got a luxury vehicle here at 36,960 yen. You get 6 cars, as you could see here in the set, and yeah, this should cost you about $340. Limited edition. Well, these specialized trains, sleeper trains, luxury trains especially, they tend to cost quite a bit anyway. So I can't say that 36,960 is a deal. Granted, if you are able to get it lower than $300, then that's a very good deal. But this is actually a pretty solid release of a high grade for Engage from TOMIX. So it's actually pretty cool. Okay, let's go see what's going on with KATO. Okay, moving on to KATO, where we have the 2024 March, April, and May. So let's go ahead and what's going on here? Let's just start guide here. Here we go. Let's bring this bigger. Okay. Let's see what we have here. So this one right here, this little baby right here, is the EF. Oh no, is it? No, it's right here at the bottom right here. This is the EF58-150. And this one was manufactured at the Toshiba Fuchu factory back in March 1958. Look at all these photographers and people from the 50s here. It was used as a limited express traction vehicle on the main line that was being electrified from the Takara main line to the Sanyo main line. Continued to be active for a long time, starting from Miyahara Engine Depot and Miyahara Driving Station, currently Miyahara General Driving Station. And it was retired in 2011 and is currently on display at the Kyoto Railway Museum. And then what we have, let's see here. So this EF 158, the head mark comes with a Sukiyanen JNR patronage appreciation, and the EF 58 and Maite 49. You can enjoy event train informations by combining it with the JR West, the Mighty 49, and the old passenger car. So looks pretty cool. So what you're seeing here, this EF 58 150 goes about 7150. Well, which is the one that's 7150 yen, but this one shows as this 7920. Yeah, 7920 is correct. So this one should cost you about $65 or so. So that's actually a pretty good deal. And then you got the Hobby Center Railway Museum exhibition vehicle for 8,800 yen, but right here is the full set. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's see here. So we have this slow trip Sanin Suni 50. So night local train with sleeper passenger cars. The Sanin, which ran on the Sanin main line during the JNR era, is a night local train that connected 386.2 kilometers between Kyoto and Izumo City. Although it's a local train, it has B sleeper cars connected to it, and that's why it was given the nickname Sanin. So the B sleeper seats could be reserved using the MAR seat management and ticketing system. The formation consisted of a luggage car, a mail luggage car, a 10 series B sleeper car, and 43 series seat passenger car, and was towed by the DD51 right here. So this one for the 9-car set, these are the ones in blue. This one will be 25,300, so about $220 or so. And then you got the 5141. Which one's that? The Suni 50. Oh, here it is, right here. And this one is about 2420 yen. So that's pretty cheap. So we got the EF 510. This is a classic right here. I think it's one that you constantly see released, but this EF 510, I wonder if you got the red thunder right there. I could see it. But the blue is a former passenger locomotive that pulled sleeper express trains, the Hokotose and the Cassiopeia. The EF 510 will be on sale for $85.80. It's about $70 or so. The EF 510-1 for $74.80 yen. The EF 510 500 JR cargo color silver will be $74.80 yen, and then the EF 510 500 JR cargo color blue, $85.80 yen. So, and then you got the sound box right here. So sound cards for the Kiha 85 and the 211 5000 series. So that is what we have for KATO. I know we also have the May, June. See if we can get that here. Let's bring this one up. I think this one I talked about in the last podcast for the 255 series, the E131 series, and the British Railways Class 800 Nur Azuma. So, has a sound box for that one. And then, of course, you have the EF58-150. So that is it for KATO. Here's an interesting article about Peko. Peko is a long-established British railway model manufacturer founded back in 1946. They released a new model of the Grappin 2, a glass applicator pinpoint electrostatic brushing device that is indispensable for railway model layouts. So let's see here. This device right here is a model that has further evolved the function of graphene to pinpoint grass in small areas by elongating the neck part. It can be used to avoid structures such as between buildings, deep places, and beside railroad tracks. You can plant the grass more accurately. Interesting. So this one should be 20,900 yen. So it's about $160 or so, or $170. But that is interesting. Okay, on to the next. Okay, this small article from Tetsudo.com is for the Yokohama Railway Model Festa 2024. The Railway Model Promotion Association and the Landmark Plaza will be holding Yokohama Model Railway Festa 2024. Dates and times are Saturday, February 3rd from 11 o'clock to 6 o'clock p.m. and Sunday, February 4th from 11 to 1700, 5 o'clock p.m. The venue will be at the Yokohama Landmark Hall on the 5th floor of the Landmark Plaza. Engage driving experience, number ticket required. HO gauge driving experience, 500 yen per session. Engage and HO gauge diorama exhibition, model manufacturer exhibits, railway operators exhibiting and selling goods, stage events. Admissions only 600 yen for a full day ticket, sold in advance, and 500 yen for a half day ticket. Tickets on the day are sold at Katsumi Yokohama store for 1,000 yen. Admission is free for elementary school kids and younger, who must be accompanied by a guardian. Advance tickets are sold on the event information site PEATIX, P-E-A-T-I-X. Sales start date and time is January 15th at 10 o'clock. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about a few topics here. We're going to talk about a few articles that are mentioned on Japanese news. One is about the endless casualties on Japanese trains. Operators introduce AI to strengthen monitoring. Incidents of random injuries in Japan trains continue to occur in order to identify suspicious people in the carriages as early as possible and take contingency measures. Railway operators have begun to update surveillance and video equipment and use models equipped with artificial intelligence (AI) to strengthen the monitoring and prevent problems before they occur. Japan's Yomiuri Shimbun reported that on July 23rd, an incident involving a man wielding a knife and injuring someone on a moving train occurred on the JR Kansai airport line. 3 video recorders were installed inside the train at the time of the incident, although JR West did not explain the functions of the video recorders. However, relevant sources revealed that all of them only have a simple recording function, which I am not surprised. JR West and other units stated that the assailant had flashed a knife and other actions before the incident, but the station and the traffic control center did not become aware of the injury until the train stopped at Rinku Castle Station. If there was a video recorder equipped with AI function installed in the car at the time, it might be possible to respond before the incident. So, okay, so what are my thoughts about it? Well, there was a book from Japan. I forgot the title now. It's a really popular book about the state of Japan and surveillance of the people. And I guess this one is in the future where you know, one of the things that it discussed was how surveillance were just became a subject of overuse by police, and everyone was being monitored. You know, in a way, I think there was a Will Smith movie about that, right? Where no matter where he went, satellites and everything could, can spy on you or watch you and so forth. I think that we are going to see, it's already been done in some parts of the world already where there are surveillance systems, but I think it's a pretty good thing for for trains to have this. I have nothing against it. Some people may say invasion of privacy, but if it's for the sake of utilizing it to capture or to mainly using it as video recordings to capture assaults, then I can definitely support that. But if it's something that is done, unethically, I guess you could say, then I would have a problem with it. But for the most part, I mean, it's a basic thing right now. It's installing video recorders, and how AI function will be. I think that that remains to be seen, because while AI is doing really well for a lot of companies and serves many needs, it's still in the beginning. It's still in the beginning stages, and how it's utilized for AI video cameras. It's going to be interesting. It'll be interesting. So, Keihin Kyoko Electric Railway Company will sequentially install AI video cameras in all 790 carriages from September onwards, which will detect harmful behaviors of passengers. As long as suspicious activities are detected, the traffic control center and other places will. The set alarm bell will sound and the image will be shared instantly, allowing the operator to immediately guide passengers to evacuate and notify police. So, we'll see. Hopefully this the technology, well, we know that AI technology has advanced, and it's been used for positive and also unfortunately negative reasons. And again, if it's used for the safety of its consumers, you really can't say anything bad about it unless it's used for something else other than that. But the AI, let's see here. Fukuda Mitsuru, a professor at Nihon University who's familiar with crime countermeasures, said that it's difficult to train personnel to grasp the situation inside the train. If AI can be used to monitor and share abnormalities in the train with external units in real time, passengers can be properly protected. So there you go. Okay, the next topic is about... Do Japanese trains love to talk too much? Europeans and Americans complain about being treated like children. No matter how long they live there, they won't get used to it. Japanese etiquette that pays attention to small details is a major feature of Japan. However, many Japanese-style delicate service does make guests feel at home. Recently, the Japanese media has also noticed that sometimes unnecessary courtesy could be too much, causing inconvenience to others, especially towards European and American guests. According to a report by the Japanese media, President Online, many Europeans and Americans come to live in Japan and think that Japan has a clean environment and excellent services. Most people are relatively friendly, public transportation is punctual, and the food is delicious. There are also many people who, after coming to Japan, date and marry Japanese people and integrate very well into the local area. However, some foreigners believe that Japanese social culture has problems such as too much unnecessary etiquette, too concerned about what others think, and too weak in the face of customer complaints. This is because in Japan, the premises don't cause discomfort to others, and the principle of active avoidance is adopted to avoid disputes among guests. However, it is precisely because of this that Europeans and Americans think that sometimes the etiquette instructions are just too complicated, and if they're treating people as children, then teaching from scratch. For example, when riding a tram, there's often an automatic voice constantly broadcasting, "The tram will shake. Please hold the handles. Please sit close together and move out of your seat as much as possible. Passengers near the door, please get off first. Go to the platform and let other passengers in the car get off," and so on. These excessive instructions are not found in foreign countries. There are even foreigners who have stayed in Japan for a long time and are still not used to this model. They find there are too many explanations in public places and is very annoying. So this is an article from udn.com. And so, okay, here's my feeling for this. I don't mind it at all. Personally, I don't mind it at all. I don't mind it at all. Personally, 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 I don't mind it at all. I think that these reminders are good. It may not be for all Americans or Europeans who lived in Japan or know Japan, that have heard this many times before. But there are people who just need some reminding. Does it make them feel like children? Possibly, maybe, but it's nothing to get butt hurt. I guess you could say for over this, because there are things in life that sometimes people just don't follow the rules. Maybe toilet etiquette, maybe just the basic things of what's happening in today's society. Use two-factor authentication. Don't click on phishing emails. Stuff like that. But yet people still do them anyway. So it's good to have, these safety announcements. And if you don't like it, just tune it out. You don't have to listen to it. So that's just my feeling. I think that there's just so many things that, people complain about, especially when it comes to another country. If you're from a foreigner or someone who just moved to a different country or just moved to Japan or vacation in Japan, there's some people who try to bring their Western style of thinking and think that's how places should be. And no. If Japan wants to have these polite instructions, then so be it. It's sometimes I wonder why people are even complaining about this. They know already that not everyone follows the rules. A lot of foreigners do stupid things, and it's just not foreigners, Japanese. There's some Japanese people who do stupid things as well, but a lot of foreigners, though, a lot of people who are who have been there for years, people who have been there. There's a way of doing things in Japan, and it's just how it is. The politeness level is great. Sometimes the world needs some politeness, and unfortunately, yes, in the U.S., you're not going to see this because people are not going to listen to it anyway. They just do what they want to do. But it's just a certain behavior that you just don't want to see in Japan. What you see in the U.S., it just doesn't mean it's great. Yes, there's some freedom in that. But at the same time, look at today's society, especially people going to stores and just robbing stores and taking stuff off the shelves and not caring about the lost, the stolen items. They just do it. It's something you see happening in America quite often, or those people who plan their things over Facebook and just do these mass mob robberies, and that's just stupid. So the thing is that, you think these people, you think in the U.S. that people are going to listen to it? There are some. But the thing is, there's something about America and other countries where people just, they don't care. They don't, unfortunately, they don't care who they're hurting. And they don't care. It's just, I don't understand that part of society of today where people think it's okay just to do these things. And it's, some people say it's the way the youth are of today. But my goodness, it's just, yes, when people say, well, it comes down to parenting and all that other stuff. But, going back to the subject of this, it's just, again, if a TRANE broadcasts instructions, helpful instructions, I think it's great. It's great. There are people who need to hear it over and over and over again. But if you don't like it, tune it out. You don't have to listen to it. You could, you could just read a book, listen to your favorite music or something. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on to something else. This is from a Chinese publication, thestorm.mg. Do not eat while taking a train in Japan. Japanese people, people in Taiwan going to Japan. This is a warning. You may get beaten. Okay. Okay, so here's the thing. Well, let me read first. Smartphones can make video calls, making people feel closer to people who are far away. However, you should be careful if you make a video call on public transportation in Japan. A Japanese internet writer who has lived in Taiwan for a long time, Japanese Oji-san, pointed out that making a video call while riding a train in Japan may be considered illegal. As a provocation, it may lead to serious consequences. We would like to remind everyone to avoid such behavior when taking trains in Japan. Let's see here. Japanese Oji-san posted on Facebook to remind everyone that video calls are common on public transportation in Taiwan, but if this behavior is done on Japanese trains, it may cause huge disputes, especially in Tokyo. Take the Osaka train. He explained that to the Japanese, this behavior is a bit like provoking other passengers, so some passengers may yell at you or beat you directly when they see this behavior. If you just talk on your phone, some Japanese people can accept it, but most of them will only talk on the phone on the train if it's very urgent and important. As for making video calls, Oji-san, who is Japanese, and said, I believe 99.99% of Japanese people cannot accept it. Oji-san, who is Japanese, said the passengers on Japanese trains are not just polite people. He mentioned that there may be also drunk people, people who are about to have a mental breakdown, people who have given up on life. Just be careful. So this is not about eating. This is more about using your phone. But I'm going to touch upon both of them real quick. First, the food. Something that you definitely want to take in consideration if you're riding the Shinkansen. Do not eat certain types of foods. If you're eating like the basic things for what do you call it, from the kombini, or if you're eating something from the that they sell at the train station, especially for on the Shinkansen, that's fine. But there's just certain foods that you just got to be careful for, and one of the things is like Horai 551, a popular Chinese bun place. It's they make great dishes. It's really good, but in a tight confined space, it could smell. And there was a time a few years ago where people were wearing plastic bags while they were eating because they didn't want to be rude, but they were hungry. So yeah, those are things you got to be careful. Just be considerate. It's just like, at your workplace, especially if you, there's people I know who've love fish and they cook fish and it consumes the whole building when they microwave it. So those things happen. It's funny sometimes, but at the same time, yeah, you got to be careful with that on the Shinkansen. As for the smartphones, that is correct. That's one of the things that is just very shocking, is that when people try to have conversations, they don't realize how loud they are. And it's just very annoying to hear, because here in Japan, you could just be filmed. You could just watch everyone. It's so quiet. And then you hear certain discussions, but when you get on the phone and you have someone who's super loud, and they don't care how loud they are, and they want everyone, it's like they want to broadcast how they feel or talk, about, to everyone. It's just annoying. Now that is very annoying. It's similar to when I go to a Japanese concert especially on VR, and people there, we're watching, and then people just leave their headsets on. They don't mute, and then they're just talking to their families. Hey, look at these Japanese girls, and then they're just talking really loud, and they're like, I don't understand what they're saying. I'm like, dude, shut the F up. I'm trying to enjoy a concert here. And you can see people just getting mad at the people, just saying, hey, can you mute yourself, man? It's just, yeah, too bad you can't do that in train. Tell people to mute, or that would be considered rude. But in Japan, they're not going to say anything. But the thing is, it's there. They know that what you're doing is very rude. It's a very, messed up thing to say. But as they did mention, there are people who just don't like it, and sometimes they're the older generation who are very who will come up to you and just say, hey, don't do that, that's very bad, or who gives you the right to do that. They will come up to you if you're misbehaving, so you got to be careful for that. As for hitting, I've never seen anyone get hit before aside from homeless, I've seen homeless people, guys. It's just bullying. I just seen one kept on punching another person. I have had issues on the train before with oji-sans, where I like to offer my seat to the elderly, but sometimes it could, most of them have been gracious, 90% of the time, 95% of the time, but 5% of the time, I've had some people, maybe some men, who are just get really grouchy, really pissed off that you ask them. They don't want to feel like they're elderly, but they're just insulted by because you offered them a seat. And he just what can you do? You can't please everybody. But the thing is, for me, I will always give up my seat for the elderly, and whether or not they want to take it, it's all good. I'm so used to those oji-sans who just get very pissed off. I've only had it maybe twice, but most of the time, they've been very, very good, and the graciousness that they show you, especially from the obasan, or just a lot of people, really, even kids. Like, I've given my seat because I don't want them waiting 30 minutes or 45 minutes just standing up. I could do that on my own. I look at it more as a workout in a way of just you don't have to be sitting down all the time. Offer your seat to the kids, these young kids or the elderly. I have no problem with that. It's all good. So, anyway, that is our episode of the J Tetsudo Mokei. There was something that happened earlier in the year. I know in the Akihabara line, there was a stabbing. I think a woman just started stabbing 4 people. Or 4 people were injured. No one dead, but she was arrested right away. But those things you do see or hear about, usually mental health issues and so forth, and it's unfortunate when you do hear about them. There was also something that happened right before New Year at 11:59. Someone jumped in front of a train and died. Again, those things happen as well, but it's unfortunate. I nearly lost my voice. That tells me that it's time to end the podcast. Anyway, hopefully, the announcements of these new trains excite some of you to hopefully continue to purchase trains and continue the hobby. Not saying it's a dying hobby. I think there's just a lot of people who are into it. There are a lot of people who got into it more so in the pandemic, and now it's become a seller's market where people are selling them, and people are buying them at attractive prices. But I do feel that the hobby is in Japan is changing quite a bit. I think it's mainly due to the price, and it's just Japan has taken such a hit economically that people are just saving their money and just doing what they can to survive. It's unfortunate for the Japanese economy, but fortunate for those outside of Japan, because with the weaker yen, then people can take advantage of the prices of their own country and get these trains a lot cheaper. So, it's just a weird feeling. But we'll see how things go, and we'll see how things look in terms of releases in the upcoming months. It's just the beginning of 2024, and it's a little weird to see so little, I guess you could say, of things being released. But again, I have big hopes. I have big hopes that that people continue to love to collect and play with model trains, even if it's N-gauge or HO gauge or even the plastic Plarail. I hope that there are people who still have an interest and love these model trains or these plastic trains, and if anything, it's something that I am passionate about. Um, I love trains, but at the same time, I kind of understand the society and the perspective of that. And it's good to see some anime in Japan, including the trains and stuff like that. But at the same time, um, oh, and it's also good to see that tourism is improving. But again, yeah, I have high hopes for the mauling industry. It's just that Japan is really taking a hit economically right now, and the cost of materials is up. And I know it's these companies have been having a hard several years, especially since the pandemic. But pandemic did open up, opportunities for people who are staying at home. But now I think we'll just see how trends continue to go. But for the most part, again, I have always have hope, and I've always want to keep on sharing my love for Japanese model trains and trains in general. So, everyone, you take care, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.